you're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show 'em who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. This is the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. If you are a first timer, then welcome. You can click that subscribe button down below, and when you do, hit that bell. That bell will give you the notifications for when I send out these daily setups. I also send out weekly swing setups, monthly swing setups, learning tools, informational videos, motivational videos. So give me a subscription down below, and welcome back to my old and new subscribers. Happy to have you guys here. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can comment there, DM me there. You can also comment below. If you like the videos, please give me a thumbs up. And if you think the videos suck, feel free to give me a thumbs down. Let me know why you think it sucks so I can help you guys to become better traders, what you guys need to learn and what you want to know. Okay. So, let's get started for our day trades for March 22nd. And we have a few of them, so let's go through them. And then later on in the night, I will send out my top picks for Tuesday, okay? So let's get it started. Airbnb is up first. We have an inside bar. Inside bars do not break the high or the low of the previous candle. So what it's showing is consolidation. It's like a spring, and when a spring gets loaded, it explodes to one side or the other. We'll see if Airbnb had a recent inside bar. Here is one, exploded up. Here is one, right here, exploded up, okay? So when I first started trading options, this is all I traded were these inside bars, okay? And then I went to outside bars and then into reversals and then the Strat and so on and so forth, okay? So inside bar, we can take calls at 165.96, puts at 159. That's our trigger, so we're looking for targets to the upside. That's how we're finding them. It is the preceding wicks. Okay, that's the one up top. This is the one down below. Okay, and I'll show you this real quickly before we move on, just so you guys know. And a lot of you guys already know this, but a lot of the newcomers don't. So if we want to find intermediate targets, then we just drop down to the hourly, and we go back in time. Okay, so we don't find any there, so we drop back to the 30-minute. And we don't find any there either. This is a really bad example, but we'll see if we can find one on the 15. I don't usually go down this low, so we'll find it on another trade. I guess I'll show you guys on another setup. But anyways, that's how you find the intermediates, but we'll look, like I said, on another trade. So ATVI is next. ATVI had a failed 2. So we were 2 down. We finished green. And we are going to look for this thing to reverse to the upside. So we'll look for calls at 79.10. Okay, and then again, trigger 1, or target 1. I always do that. Target 2, okay? BA is Boeing Company. So Boeing Company has this gap to fill. Again, we had a failed 2 down, and we will look for calls at 186.24. So this one might work out, okay? So we have a target here, but we have this big gap from 186 to 193. So let's go down onto the 1 hourly. We'll go back in time. Here's our trigger. There is a gap. So I have to do this. So there is one right there. So that's all we do. We find the next closest candle. Again, this doesn't really show us anything. So again, if we went to the 30-minute and went back in time, we still don't have anything because of this gap here, okay? So again, poor example. We'd have to go further back in time to find one. But on this day, you know, we have the day and the week that are showing green. So it's, again, we play on probabilities and what the candlesticks are telling us. So I would expect this gap to get filled tomorrow. BABA, Baba, Alibaba. So again, a failed 2. It's a 2 down that finished green. Okay, so I'm going to look for calls at 105.68. This one will probably work out for us. Okay, so there's trigger 1. That pink line is our trigger for the weekly plays. Okay, so that has not triggered yet on our weeklies. So let's go back to the hourlies. And there you go. This one works out a little bit better. There's a target. This is normally what we find if we go down to the hourly, okay? There's a target. There's a target. There's a target. So what these represent, these tops of these wicks, those are where the bears have their stop losses set. So you can call them targets, you can call them pivot points, you can call them magnitude, you call it whatever you want. Okay, they all mean the same thing. BAC is up next. It's Bank of America. We had a failed 2 up, so this is a 2 up that finished red. We can take puts at $42.84. BIDU, 2 down that finished green. So we'll look for calls at 150.57 for that to reverse to the upside. Inside bar on Colgate CL. So this will be a 3-1, maybe a 2 up reversal or a 3-1-2 continuation down. Okay, so we can take calls at 74.19, puts at 72.86. Time frame here, the day and the week are both green. So probabilities, guys. Inside bar on CRM. Again, day and the week are red, so puts are more probable. We can take puts at 210.61, calls at 219.10. EW, Edwards Life Sciences, outside bar, so opposite of an inside bar, we cross both the high and the low of the previous candle. Okay, so we can take calls at 113.40 or puts at 110.48, and if you'll notice here, the time frame continuity is all down. Okay, it's all to one side and that's down. We can go into our indicators. Time frame continuity by board rider B is what that indicator is. Okay. FB is Facebook. Facebook, another inside bar, so we can take calls at 214.71, puts at 207.63. IBM, 2 up, finished red, so it's a failed 2. We can take puts at 127.39. JPM, JP Morgan has a tight little inside bar here, full time frame to the downside. Okay, this one looks like I've already given you guys some targets in here, as you can see. So calls at 140.76, puts at 138.68 on JP Morgan. KDP is Keurig Dr. Pepper, 2 up that finished red, so another failed 2, so we can take puts at 37.48 on Keurig. 2 up that finished red again, so we'll look for 2-2 on a Tuesday is what Rob Smith would call this. So he looks for reversals on Tuesdays all the time. So we'll look for a 2 down here. So it was a 2 up that finished red. We will look for a 2 down on Lucid tomorrow. Puts at 24.82. Moderna, again, same thing. We'll look for puts at 172.44 on the reversal. Marvel, inside bar, calls at 71.72, puts 69.10 on Marvel. MS, Morgan Stanley, outside bar, so we can take calls at 94.91, puts at 92.21. Microsoft, Mr. Softy, inside bar, calls at $300.14, puts 294.90. Netflix, 2 up that finished red, so we have a failed 2. 368.94. We can take puts on Netflix. Premiums are high on Netflix, though, just so the small account holders know. This one you already know will be on my top plays for tomorrow because it is a 3-1 setup. They're one of the most powerful setups. Here's one right here, and you can see we hammered up on this thing. I always play 3-1 setups because they're super powerful, okay? So we can take calls at 81.99, puts at 80.28. Pfizer, Sorry guys, my throat is killing me. I got such a scratch in there. So if you hear the cough or me trying to grab my breath, that's what it is. But PFE Pfizer has a 2-up that finished red, so we're going to take puts at 53.90. Pins has an inside bar, calls 26.38, puts 24.96. Palantir PLTR, 2-up that finished red, that's a failed 2. 12.42 we can take puts. PLUG as plug has an outside bar, calls at 26.78, puts 25.05. PTON, that's Peloton, 2-up that failed, so we have a 2-up that finished red, puts at 24.98. Full time frame to the downside on Peloton. Next up is PayPal. PayPal has a nice little inside bar here, so we can take calls at 117.50, puts at 112.50. QQQ, 2-up, finished red, looking for puts at 345.58. ROKU is Roku with a nice little inside bar here. Full time frame down. Calls at 124.69, puts 117.62. Starbucks, again, you know this will be on my plays. It's a 3-1 setup, outside bar, inside bar. Calls 89.74, puts 85.97, and the full time frame to the downside. SNAP has an inside bar, full time frame down, puts 34.20, calls 35.77. SQ is Square, tight little inside bar. Calls at 139.73, puts at 129.64. T-Doc, inside bar, nice little tight one, and it's all red to the downside, full time frame. Puts 64.64, calls 68.27. Target, 2-up that finished red, full time frame down, so we'll look for puts at 221.32. Ford Motor Company, this looks like a good one to me. It'll probably be on my list. Full time frame to the downside. It was a 2-up that finished red, so we'll look for puts at 16.33 on Ford. DWAC inside bar, and there's been a bunch of these. I don't know how confident I am on this play, but you guys can take a look at it tomorrow if you'd like. 71.49 calls, 67.11 puts. The Diamonds DIA, 2-up that finished red, puts 343.30. General Electric is a 2-down that finished green. Okay, so this one will look to reverse to the upside tomorrow. Calls at 95.72. Inside bar on SoFi. Time frame to the downside, so we can look for puts at 9.33, calls at 9.93. IWM, Russell Shares 2000 ETF. Outside bar, calls at 208.18, puts 203.94. Cisco CSCO has an outside bar. We can take calls at 56.55, puts at 55.53. Macy's outside bar, calls 27.88, puts 26.45. WFC as well as Fargo has a 2-up that finished red, so a lot of reversals and a lot of inside bars, guys. Puts at $50.61. Comcast CMCSA, 2-up that finished red, puts 46.19, and that is it. If you guys liked it, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, and go follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold, and we will see you on the next one, guys. Bye-bye.